we should be live.
Woo. Oh my god, that might have been the worst prank we pulled on Tomsy the other night. Were you there for that?
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
That might have been
I was
fucking dying.
So was I.
So anyway, Scott got laid off of his job. Or he had let us know in like a group text again. Oh no, it's not that. It was really the group message that we were in where Scott like responded really shitty to Donnie at some point where it was because you really can't tell sarcasm on a text message. So Scott's like, "Well, guys, I might be losing my job," and then Donnie responds back as, "What?" And Scott comes back, "Did I stutter?" I thought it was great, and then it killed the thread for like a couple days. No one knew how to respond. So then the news became official that he's losing his job, and we had talked to him previously that without Tomsy's interaction or anything. So then it became, this is like, he's going to be a stay-at-home dad. Like we're prepared for it. They like literally just had a conversation about it. Then they get the news that, they're going to be laid off or something.
And he's okay with it. It's worth saying, like, Scott's okay with this. It's not like a big panic thing. It's not worried. Scott's really calm. He's actually really fine with it. He's not in any stress at all about this situation.
In all honesty, I think he's pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
That was like me when I left my job, and I was like, hey, actually, this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So then there was a message going back and forth between him and Tomsy. So like, oh, I'm really so like he like the news like is all right. Well, it's official. And Tomsy's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, is there anything I can do? Like, is there anything I can do to help? And I'm like, Scott, you have to play this out. Say, I have a house payment. I got 2 kids. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I don't know how I'm gonna eat.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'll
put all this pressure on my wife. And then Tomsy offers up his apartment. I was like, oh my god,
Tomsy, you sweet soul.
Like, we were all in a party together, and literally we all fucking egged Scott on to do it. And the second he sent the message, he was like, I really shouldn't have done that.
Like, as soon as he said it, he's like, I feel really bad about this. And then he reads the text back like, oh man, if you need anything, you can stay at my place. And I'm like, oh my god. He's like, you assholes.
Tomsy, you're the nicest person.
He is. He's a wonderful human being.
Oh,
really
God.
is. Yeah, that was really funny.
Cats, don't fight now, please. Cats. Hey! Stop it.
You're not
Don't
my
make
real
me
dad.
throw lampshades.
Boomer, is my foot delicious? Why are you licking me?
Okay. I think that's all I have for games.
I've got a lot of the same. As usual.
I've got a new game.
I've got a new game too. My new game is complete garbage that I've spent way too much time playing.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Man. We sent you a party invite last night.
Yeah, I was watching. The reason I was doing it is because I was grinding out NBA, but I was actually basically not paying attention to it. I was mostly watching Mr. Robot with Jess. So we just were watching the show, and I just had that on the other screen at the same time, kind of thing. And then it was off to bed.
Much better just to send a response.
I didn't even see it until later, to be honest. I didn't see it until Donnie sent me a party invite at like 10 past 11, I think it was. And I was like, dude.
I think you can read between the lines, Knobs. He doesn't love you anymore.
I know. Ever since he got on the show, it's nothing anymore.
I know. He got what he needed out of you.
He doesn't say hi, doesn't
Pulled him
check
up
in.
from the Triple A's.
He's
good. Forgot who brought him
here. Forgetting who's witness on his wedding certificate. So.
Yep. Go away, ads. Asshole. Get it out of the way now before the show actually starts.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, do I have some stories about Gears. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think the servers never came back on last night.
Oh, is it still running crappy?
No, it's like this. Like there's a live like outage map, and it's like the big swath through the Midwest.
Oh,
I was like, that is so bizarre. Why would just this area?
DNS servers.
Yeah, because we got.
That's the way
tried
it
to-
happens.
We tried to play it on Friday. We were trying for about 4 hours and just could not get it going.
Yeah, I was watching Doctor Strange. Shit.
Good
that's
choice.
it.
Is that still in
Whatever.
the theaters?
No.
Okay.
Boston, dude, I love that put IO. Man, that is
Mm-hmm. It's a good stuff.
that is something amazing.
You need to share your
Like-
stuff with me.
I honestly, outside of like, because I wanted to go see it in the theater again, and then I just came like, we ended up coming back here. And I was like, you know what? I got an idea. Boom, and I'm playing a movie like in a minute, like from upstairs, downstairs, done. It is amazing.
You need to share all your files with me. Let me see. I don't know if you have or not,
I don't have much.
but I know I love you.
I was just about to say that. God damn you for beating me to it.
All right. Anywho, are you guys ready to kick this thing off?
Yep.
I don't know. I need to build a new computer. I don't understand what is eating up so many resources on this fucking thing.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
I'd like you to build a new computer so I can stop hearing in the background while I'm listening to this show.
Is it that loud?
Yes. You should listen to the
All
show
right.
every once in a while. It's pretty good.
I mean, how is it so loud? I mean,
It's just the fans. It's these mics, really. These mics will
I
pick
mean,
up like the strangest
literally,
things.
there are 3 monitors in about 7 feet. No, not 7 feet. Oh, probably a good 5 feet. It's 5 feet away from that fan.
Yep. These mics are good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
All right, I will do a build out, and then I don't know. Should I just buy a fucking computer now instead of going through all this hassle?
I don't know. You know, I was gonna recommend that at some point, but like with PC Part Picker, building out a machine. I don't know if have you ever used that site, Knobs?
I remember we had talked about it before. Like, I've never done a build out of it yet.
Yeah, it's great because you can just pick like, okay, I want an AMD or I want an Intel processor, and I want to spend about this much money, and you start with one piece, and then you can start putting on additional pieces that are going to be compatible with them. So like you pick an AMD processor, and then it only shows you motherboards that are compatible with that. And you can say, all right, I only want to spend like $250 on this thing. All right, so here are the things that are going to work with it. Here's the RAM that's going to work with it, and all these pieces are guaranteed to work. And then you just load that in a Newegg and just buy it.
Well, because I mean, I'm just pretty much looking at an $1,100 build price.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, should be a fairly. I can't believe I've had this one built for so long.
If you spend $1,100, you're going to get a really damn good machine nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, Mackie built his using PC Parts Pickers. I think he did it with about 800 limit. I think he got the 1060 on his as well, which is better than the 970 or equivalent, but it's only like $200.
The 1060 and the 1080 chipset is insane.
Yeah, they're really
they're
like,
really good.
It's the equivalent of like a $1,200 video card, the old style.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is the 1060 is the cheapest one of it, and that's only $200 for a graphics card.
Yeah.
And that runs the same as a 970.
Yeah, if you budget $1,100, you're gonna get a hell of a machine.
Yeah.
Well, that and like after watching that AMD press conference, like I really think I'm gonna go back to that chip.
Yeah.
I can't believe this chip runs so fucking hot.
Yeah, always been AMD's problems.
Maybe something isn't seated right on it.
No, that's always been AMD's problem. They run hot.
Yeah,
I had that Core 2 Duo, and I had that thing overclocked out the ass, and it never got this hot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Remind me when you build your machine, and I'll send you a link on PC Part Picker to the case I'm using. I think you had said you wanted to use this one because it's silent.
I think
yeah.
Yeah, that's the route. I mean, it's more heat management and just This one, I don't understand why this one was so loud.
Yeah. Yeah, remind me, send me a text and I'll shoot you a link.
Okay. That, and I'll probably just drop the 800 bones on the HTC Vive, because...
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to build a whole new rig, you know, go whole
Well,
hog.
yeah. I mean, it's still... I mean, for seeing how well Samsung Gear VR works, I would love to see the penultimate version of that work.
Yep.
And then I can sit in my room like...
But
yeah, I need to do the room shift too. I need to get your desk. I was going to put it in front of the window over here and just kind of rearrange shit and shift everything.
Man, I liked that
way.
desk.
Yeah, it's a nice desk.
Yeah, nice tiny little guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need... I can move the cedar chest in this spot. I can throw this fucking monstrosity away. I hate this thing. I hate it. I hate it so much!
Alright, well, are you guys ready to kick this thing off?
Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, Mr. Knobs and Moonpeer.
Hello.
Let's just dive right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past week?
Well, it's a whole lot of, like, two things as normal. Like,
one of them ends in Of War 4.
Yeah, and pretty much any free moment when I'm just sitting around watching TV or a show or something, since I started the Clone Wars on Netflix.
Oh, how is that? I've heard that's good.
It's good. It's a real, like, Monster of the Weeky type of thing, and since I brought up Twitch, that is really dark on this side of my face. So I'm just going to step up and grab a light.
Dark side of the knobs.
Huzzah.
Hey.
Here we go. Because I thought this light in the back would work fine, but it didn't. Whatever. It must be the vintage lighting bulb.
Yeah, the popular Instagram filter.
Yeah, the Gaslight Anthem filter.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Lumines, and man, I got the curse of 2 million right now.
Yeah.
I get there, and my brain shuts off, and I am so close to overtaking number 1, and I just fall flat on my face.
Who's in the number 1 spot right now?
Oh man, I can't remember his name. I don't have my Vito.
Oh, I thought it was the Hannah.
No, I'm up on the Hannah. Every time I re-up on the Hannah, I have probably goosed that number by an increment of 1,000 points, like a dozen times. So, like, I'm at like 2,089,000 is my max right now, and the guy above me is at like 2.13.
Oh,
and I'm like, and like, I was going in, like, I was sitting, I was like that last one where I was at 2.2089, and I got there, I was in great shape, and in the blue static level, I don't know what happens to me. Like, it hypnotizes. And I just start making checkerboards. And I'm like, what are you doing?
You've come
like,
so far.
Like, I'm scoring close to 70,000 on the first board. Like, just stupid numbers all the way on, like, the first lap. I'm on every time I hit the loop. And I just need to get through that one stage, and I know I'll be home free because I got 2 slow ones and then another quick one. And I think the thing that throws me off is the time it sits before it drops is reduced, and that's where, 'cause I can't like tap my way over. I gotta slam it over, you know, like the double tap. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm missing up my lines. And at that point, I'm looking cross-eyed because I've been playing it, watching something, talking to people in just too many different directions. And I don't know what, it's just, I can't stop playing that game. Like, this has been going on consistently since that Hannah and I originally started talking about this. So this has never stopped. This has never stopped for me. Like, that thing is always charged, ready to go, and it's literally my Lumines player. I really need to. I need to buy a bigger memory card for it, so I can play some of the other stuff I already own on it and finish something. Like, I haven't finished Cinemora, haven't finished Fez, haven't finished Grim Fandango. Like,
I love that so many of these things you already own on PS4 because they're cross-buy, and you have a PS4, so you could just finish them there.
Stop it!
Like Fez, it's so good.
Stop it!
It really is good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and actually, like, I was playing. What was it? No, I was actually watching Voodoo, and I tried the remote play on it when I had to use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, remote play. I was like, this works amazingly well.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know about this, and you start playing something. As long as your connection is fine, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty rock solid. But yeah, so that's all real cool. So I still love my Vita, and I'm still playing way too much Lumines. Like,
forever.
Oh man, it's just such a great game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a puzzler in the best way possible. I mean,
That's number wang.
That's number wang. One. That's number wang. Oh my god. What was that thing that showed Mr. and Weblook?
Yes.
With the Helivets.
Yeah. That's such a good show.
It's dead. I do miss that show. Yeah, so other than that, Monday Night Game Night, we played some more Gears 4. I played earlier in the afternoon with Lucas Kane. I think he's the one who recommended the Saboteur for the Game Club a few months ago. Hailing from Spain, first Spaniard I got to play with.
Nice.
So that was cool.
Checking off another country.
International.
Yep.
Done. Need to get back with the Germans, man. I haven't played with them in ages.
Yeah.
Hoiko and what was the other one? Roya Hayazuka, I think is his name on that.
Those are good dudes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're a lot of fun. We played a lot of Blands together. A lot of Borderlands. But anyway, back to Gears 4. Yeah, we are crushing it on hardcore. Like, absolutely crushing it.
It's making the march towards insane.
I am worried that Donnie's might be getting a little burnt out on being an engineer, since he has literally maxed out everything for the engineer.
That's a little insane.
Yeah, but that's also because Donnie doesn't play anything else other than the engineer.
Well, fair enough, but
so you're saying Donnie is only to blame?
No,
yes.
Well, yeah, kind of. I would say, yeah, it would be. But, you know, he's interested in branching out into the other classes. I don't know what we're going to do with another scout, but that seemed to tickle his fancy a little bit.
Everybody just shifts one class.
The scout might be outside, even with an engineer. If you don't have an engineer, but you have a really good scout, that discount does not matter. You will have more money and you know what to do with. We have the developer playlist is back up, so we get 20% XP gains and coin gains. So we're buying a lot of packs. I think Donnie afforded 31, with just the coins he had just available, because you gotta remind him to spend stuff.
Yep, Tomsy's the same. Tomsy was sitting on 11k the last time I checked in with him. I was like, Tomsy, next time I play with you, if you haven't spent them, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'll go over to Donnie's house and I'll spend them for him. Like,
let me buy these for you, sweetheart.
Don't you worry, honey. I'll take care of your excess coinage.
Yeah. Well, it feeds your pin pack addiction too, so everybody wins.
Yes, because that way it scratches that itch.
You're getting a hit with someone else's money.
Yeah, since that's the free money. Like, I'm not spending his money.
Wow.
But yeah, then the new like Onyx Gold Onyx packs came out, the specialty packs, and I bought a few of those.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I'm not judging you, man.
No, I'm the problem. Why these are still a thing?
No, I've always said, like, I was actually talking about this with, I think it was Ian the other day. I was saying, like, and I've mentioned this to Mackie as well, like, I have a problem with games that have that in them. Like, because right now I've got so much free time, but very little money. But I don't want to spend all of my time, every minute of the day, playing Gears. I want to play other things too. But it feels like, in order to get up to where you guys are, I need to play it more and more and more. But at the same time, these little purchases are what is keeping these microtransactions are keeping video games at $60. So as far as I'm concerned, Nobs, if you want to keep games at $60 for the rest of the world, that's fine by me.
Look,
you want to be
man,
a Gears
I can't
whale?
say video games and Best Buy at the same time. I can't do it.
This is a true Sophie's Choice, Knobs.
You're not saving video games, you're just maintaining costs.
No, what was what I'm doing. Like, it's like I'm the market. Like,
You're a
it's
line
dumb.
in an Excel spreadsheet. J933. That line is green.
I am, and I don't know why. I can't help myself. But yeah. So there's like a few animated gold ones and whatnot. I was really hoping for some more characters because I really like playing the UIR guys. I think I've maybe seen 2 other than myself in the wild that actually spent the money on that stuff. That was way overpriced.
Meeting of the whales.
Well, that and the season 2 packs came out, and they dumped 30 of them on you.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you talking about the airdrop you just got?
Yes.
Season pass holders only, by the way. I didn't get any because I didn't get the season pass. But yeah, season pass holders got an airdrop when the second generation came out. It killed the Gear servers on Friday because they came out on Friday. Everybody was opening the packs, like 30 packs. Literally, we couldn't play Versus, we couldn't play Horde, we couldn't do anything to connect to each other because so many people were signing in and opening packs. And that's literally all the official Coalition Twitter had to say was, yeah, there's a lot of people opening packs right now.
Well, hey, you could have cut that pack in half by putting 5 cards in it instead of 3.
Optimize your servers, Gears.
Like, man, you had 15 packs that had 6 items in them. Hey, guess what? You just saved everyone an hour.
Just one 30-card pack. Let's go crazy.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know if you can keep up with it because it does not do a very good. Even I think they've optimized the inventory a little bit better. That you can actually search your dupes. But once you start scrapping your duplicate cards, it bumps it back out to unfiltered, and you're like, yeah.
And
like,
the
I just
animation.
wish you had all your duplicates. I want to scrap all my duplicates.
Yeah.
But the problem with doing that in your classes, because you need duplicates to level up the cards, so you could accidentally scrap cards you need. So it's just you just go by, all right, let's go to the soldier, scrap.
It's
engineers,
a fact as well.
scrap.
Like,
And I don't like they move the all class cards that go across all of them into each class now.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's, instead of just class specific cards, there's the all class and this class.
It's like everything that class can equip.
Yeah.
Right. I understand why they do it because you would forget that tab's even at the back end of it, but I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, so I took advantage of the 20% boost over the last week there, and my heavy is now at level 10.
Jeez.
And I have my level 4 mortar strike, and I have yet, as much as I've played this game, I haven't seen a mortar strike yet.
Just itching to use it.
Right, and then I was trying to do the exploit I read on the Gears forums to level up the sniper, which doesn't work, by the way. I don't understand it because so the exploit is you load up insane level 7 or level 41, like wave 41. You start off with 41,000 power, and you literally just do all headshot, or the 6 headshot card I have, and you just kind of just plow through wave 141. But if you don't get them all in that wave, you're screwed. Like the shepherds will put you down in one shot burst.
Jeez.
it's unbelievable, and they're way too accurate, especially at 2.5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, and even the little trackers, those are an instant kill.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I cannot imagine insane, especially with those dead shots. Oh my
yeah,
God.
the dead shots are a challenge on hardcore. They
hardcore,
will kill you instantly.
Yes, I think wave 30 is when they become a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not, like, it's funny because before dead shots, you just kind of ignore them, let them wander around, because they're not hitting anything. They're like stormtroopers. Like, they can't
They're
hit
not a problem.
No, they're not even a threat.
Yeah.
Like, usually, like, the explosive weapons are the threat pretty early on, like your drop shots and boom shots, because I don't know at what point do those things become an expert in bullet drop, but some of the shots that I've been hit with are miraculous.
Yeah, they will spawn, they will fire once, and then 3 people are dead. Like,
Well,
from across the map.
From across the map, or even when they spawn right in front of you. And I think Moon may have taken a video of a drop shot that came at us, because we were in tandem turrets. Like, I was in the front turret, he was in the one behind me. And as soon as this drop shot spawned, he let something loose, and I'm like, that thing's coming right at us. So we both hepped out and simultaneously barrel rolled to one side, and it literally would have dropped right in my head if I had stayed on that gun.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drop shot's still, I think, the best weapon in that game. That thing, you can pull off some of the most satisfying shots I've ever really experienced. Like,
it's just so fun to use.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's just the shoot and release action of it. Like, you just let it go, and you just watch your laser beam, and you drop. And a headshot at any level with that is an instant kill.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite thing I shoot down with it are the Guardians and Sentries, the flying things with the drop shot, because you can one-shot them behind the shield.
Oh, nice.
So in the higher levels, if they're marked and I'm able to actually hit the flying thing, like, I can knock them down, because, like, not only am I getting 150% damage boost on that weapon just by having it marked, it's awesome. Like, Horde 3.0 is everything we wanted Horde to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they keep continually improve Horde mode.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to find out.
It's literally the only thing I, like, really want to play.
Yeah.
Because every time you get into a Horde game, it's something unique happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's just one reason why I'm excited for Gears 5. Not only the single player, and I'm somehow actually interested in the story of Gears now.
Yeah.
But also, like, I want to see what crazy multiplayer mode they come up with now, because I think this is the first time Dodgeball was introduced. I don't remember that being as part of Judgment.
I'm not sure. I think Dodgeball might have been in 3, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then I want to see what they do with Horde, because when they first announced that they were going to put classes in Horde, all of us were like, yeah, I'm okay, thanks. That's not what we need.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Horde.
That did not seem like something that game needed, but I think it really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, and me leveling up to 10, like, I had to play with randoms more than a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And the last random match I got into, we were playing Blood Drive. They brought Blood Drive back in the Clock Tower.
Oh, nice.
And there was a third map in there, wasn't there?
No, I think it's only 2. I think it's only
just those 2. But I was playing Blood Drive, and we were like, level 22. Things are starting to get a little hairy. Engineer isn't building anything at all.
Your one job.
So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to the fabricator. I'm buying a turret. Let's just get this going. And it was at the level where level 2 turret comes out. Boom, done. And the engineer literally stood in front of my gun the entire round.
God, I hate that so much.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? All right, everyone's not on mic. No one's talking. So then I go and clean up whatever we have to do. I go back, and the turret is moved into the middle of the arena. I'm like, what?
Are you trying to make us lose? Is that how bored you are?
Why am I being trolled? Like, did someone say no turret run or something?
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, I'll play your game. I got out right in the middle and took everybody's kills with the turret. Like the whole round, I had every kill. And then I go and, grab some ammo and whatnot. Then he moves it all the way into the spawn, into the arcade. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll play your game. Go into the arcade. And I'm just mowing down everything in there until it ran out of ammo. So then I go back to the fabricator because I needed to buy a repair tool so I can re-up my ammo. Everybody quit.
Amazing. Don't troll a troll. That's what's going to happen.
I'm like, I don't understand it.
Those are the matches you get into. Like, I'll get into those in Destiny Strikes 2, where it's like, I don't understand why you're trying to do this because you're just wasting your time. Like, if you're playing the engineer class and you're not building anything, it's just going to go slower. It's not like the turret is taking your kills. Just everybody wins. Like, you're just in it for the experience.
It does. And then what was the other one we got into, Moon and I got into, where we had our fourth was a random, and I tried inviting him to the party, and this guy was literally sitting on, what was it?
36 grand at the end of it, I think.
Yeah, 26,000 power.
Jeez.
He was just sitting on. And then we're chasing him around with the fabricator. Like, just
bringing it to him.
Yes.
Like, literally, I left Knobs on a turret, and I was just spent the entire first half of a wave as a scout who should be out there collecting energy, just dragging this fabricator around to this other scout to get him to get the message.
You don't have to do anything. I'm bringing it to you.
I mean, truth be told, we didn't need it, but it was just hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And then the other random round I got into with one of the guys I played with before, Venom. He's a very good Gears player, and we're all sitting there and we're all dying for cash. Like we're all our turrets are out of ammo, and then someone made a decent deposit, and literally the guy went up there and bought a Sentry, and we're like, "What? You just spent all our money. What are you doing?" They're all yelling. So then like the next round, he's like, "Here we go, guys. He's gonna buy another Sentry, the most useless thing we could buy." And guess what he did? He bought another one.
I just want to buy the biggest thing, guys. It's so big.
And we're at like level 4, so that thing's like 26 grand. Like every time you drop one of those things.
Buy so much ammo, so many fences. Nope. Gotta buy the big thing.
Donnie's fence talk is probably my favorite when we're playing.
Yeah.
He's like, Ronald Reagan's going to give us a call because we're going to have to tear down this wall. Like, it's...
I've got 1 million of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. They're great. And that game is it's fantastic. It really is.
I wish I had more time to play Horde. If I did, I probably would have kept Gears from Gamefly.
Oh, did you shovel it back already?
Yeah.
I'd have thought you at least tried it with us one night.
I honestly don't have the time, especially with what we were talking about before the show. Like, I'll get maybe 15 minutes at a time to play something, and then I have like a 2-hour stretch where I can't play anything. So, unfortunately.
But I think that mode would be right in your wheelhouse because you're leveling up stuff, you're getting cards to play,
combining stuff. I love all that stuff.
Oh, it's great.
Shooting robots. That's my jam.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with shooting robots.
Yeah.
I think that's the last thing we're allowed to shoot other than aliens anymore.
That's true.
But...
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. But yeah, other than that, like it's just been Gears for me. Like that's pretty much has consumed everything. Now that I hit level 10 on my heavy, I'm not sure which way I want to go. I might go sniper, but that's only fun for like the first 10 rounds, and then you can't kill anything.
Yeah, but Gears has the best headshots in the business.
It really does.
Man, that watermelon smash noise is, especially because you can always hear a headshot no matter where you are.
It's just like that wet sound where it. In a lot of games it would be gross, but in Gears it's just like, oh, yeah, somebody did something awesome.
That gish noise, like, oh.
Yeah.
someone had a good shot.
Yeah. Oh man.
But that's pretty much all I played this week. So,
all right, Moon, you're up next.
We'll start off with Gears. same for me. Like Nobs was saying, we played a bunch of Horde. It's worth mentioning the Monday night game night this week. We had 2 lobbies going.
Oh, we did have 2 lobbies going.
Nice.
Yeah, which
Because we
wasn't
had
confusing
9...
at all.
No, it wasn't at all.
And we were playing the same map too.
Yep. We had 9 people in it at once. After that, Stardew Valley. Oh god, Stardew Valley. I'm going to leave that for a little bit because I'll circle back around to that one because there's a really, really dumb thing that happens to me in that. For some reason, I started playing The Crew again.
Okay.
Like, I jumped into it a couple of weeks ago, and then I realized I'm kind of really in the mood right now for an arcade driving game. You know, the type where it's literally hold the right trigger, and then when you need to come to a corner, tap the left trigger and turn.
Right.
And that's pretty much exactly what The Crew is.
Some real Ridge Racer business.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping to get my wife through the story mode of it, because as you play it, as you go through the quote-unquote campaign, it takes you from the east coast of the States to the west coast. And as you're doing it, it unlocks different car types. So you start off with like a street car, and then you get a dirt car, and then you get a performance car, and then you get a raid car, which is essentially like the Paris-Dakar rally cars, where they are super amped up, super off-road kind of things, like designed to take punishment. Like, you unlock the different classes as you go through the story mode in it. So I'm hoping to get some of that, and then just literally, I just want to drive around and do some open world missions. Like, there's missions in there, they don't get you anything, but it's drive from, you know, Florida to San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
And it's like a 2-hour long mission, and it'll be one of those things where, because it's a up to 4-player co-op game, it's the perfect type of thing where you all jump in and then you just have a chat and a laugh as you're driving along the coast or whatever.
Turn off your brain for a little bit.
Exactly. So I'm trying to persuade Tomsy to install it. I'm trying to persuade Scott to install it. I'm trying to get people to actually install it just to play it a little bit, because I actually really do like that game. Played a bit more Hitman.
Ooh.
That game, I'm still going back and I'm dabbling in the original level. Like, I'm very much still playing it as it came out. Like, I'm trying to do everything I can on one map before I move on to the next.
The first one's the Paris fashion show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And some of the things you can do on that are absolutely insane. Like, I recently did the final opportunity I was missing in Paris, which is to take over the bodyguard of one of the targets.
Oh, nice.
Like, you deal with him in a fashion of your choosing. I poisoned him and then assassinated him while he was in the bathroom.
It's a classic.
Yes, he was busy throwing up at the time. And then you basically call a lockdown. So it's what happens if you kind of get spotted is the targets will go on lockdown, makes them harder to kill. I called a lockdown, but I was the bodyguard for one of them, so then I just strolled right through security and dropped a chandelier on the pair of them.
Nice.
So, fun for everyone kind of situation. So like I said,
Annihilator NL in chat says, I should try that Hitman when it comes on disc. Heard a lot of good things. That's sort of what I've been waiting for. I think it comes out the end of this month, or in
I thought it was February.
I'll look it up while we're talking. But I'm kind of waiting for that because I feel like that'll be the perfect opportunity to get into it. January 31st, so end of this month.
Well, I mean, like, I hopped into it. I bought the season pass for it after the season pass was already officially finished. They did add another 2 bonus missions onto the season pass that they didn't tell anybody about or, like, try and sell the season pass with. But, like I said, I got it when all of the levels were already available, and it's ridiculous. Like, I think we paid $40 for it. I think we might have even got it for $30 on a sale. And it is worth every penny of that and more. Yeah. Like, the amount of content in it, the amount of different ways to approach different things, the stupid fun you can have, like it's got the absolution thing as well of like creating contracts for your friends to try and challenge.
Oh wow!
So you can go in there and be like, okay, how you do it is how then it creates the contract for you. So then your friends have got to copy you and be like, okay, you need to kill this person in this disguise, and then escape. And they've got some ridiculous things in there. Like the Paris map has a vampire magician costume in there.
Why not?
Yes.
Hitman.
The seasonal level that they released for free for the season pass stuff was a Santa Claus one. You may have heard people talk about this, but you have 2 targets in it, and it's basically the Wet Bandits.
From Home Alone?
Yes.
Great.
There are challenges in that associated with hitting one person, knocking him out 3 times with bricks, and that kind of stuff. Like they just put so much imagination into it. It's
they're clearly having fun with it, which is some of the
yeah,
best.
Exactly. I mean, my favorite thing as well is that they are embracing the stupid stuff that people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like over at Rooster Teeth, one of the guys there did a video where he literally electrified a pool of water, and then it was just a constant string of guards coming down to investigate the dead body, and then dying because they were stepping in the pool of water. Then the next guard would come along, and the next guard would come along. And like two map packs later, there is 2 guys in that map pack having a conversation about the incident that occurred where these guys kept on walking into a pool of water.
That's really good.
You know, it's they must be having like the best time of their life working on a Hitman game. Like
yeah, well, especially with so much streaming going on nowadays, like you can just head over to Twitch and watch somebody enjoying your game in some of the dumbest ways possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, full credit to them. They took everybody's doubts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody brushed that game off and said it was going to be a failure, and I think it has, without a doubt, come around. And I mean, it was numerous places Game of the Year last year, and for good reason.
Yep.
Like, it's the quality and the amount of content in there is unbelievable for them, but good on them. You know, they've done solid by their fans and by new people as well.
Yeah.
I went back then and played Diablo 3.
Hey.
I went and did the original.
It's like a bad penny. It's always going up.
Yeah.
I went and did the original Diablo dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played Diablo 1, so it was really, really interesting to me to go back and see, like, they nail, like, the art style of that era.
Yep.
You know, the speed, the frames move, the animation and everything. Like, even when you pause it.
Choppy.
Yeah, even when you pause it, like, I've got a succubus pet, and she flies around and collects gold and stuff. And in the pause menu here, animation is choppy of her just hovering there and flying.
Oh, that's really good.
Like, so many nice little touches. I love all the bosses and stuff like that. I just literally jumped in there just to do a random run through of it, just to see what it was like. And you were right; it's harkens back, I'm sure, to the original, to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, when Gears was down, I think we discussed, like, before, it not being able to access it on Friday, so we ended up playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yep, me, Donnie, Soulman, and Ian all jumped in and played a round of Left 4 Dead 2, dead center, and absolutely trounced a bunch of randoms.
Nice.
Still got it.
Yep. The best thing is we didn't even play well, but we still trounced them all over the place. Like, at the start of the final map, they would call in a vote to return to the lobby. It's like, just play the round, you know?
Just eat your vegetables. Eat your vegetables. Just take it on the chin.
Second to last game, because I'm going to circle back to Stardew. NBA Live 2015, which actually came out in 2014. Hey guys, don't ever play that game. It is bad. I don't know why I keep playing it. Wait, yes I do. I have a problem with achievements.
It's like some dry skin you keep itching. It's not going to get better until you stop. But you can't.
Well, pretty much.
Don't scratch it.
I mean, that's the thing is it was one of those things where, like, I'd already put a bunch of time into it, and I basically got like 2 achievements in it, and I was prepared to sign off on it and just be like, forget about it. I'm never going back. But then I went back and got like 20 achievements in 2 days. So I was like, I'm so close now to being. I'm so close to being done with it. It controls bad. It doesn't have a good tutorial. It looks incredible, but other than that, there is so much dumb stuff in that game. I would say, I mean, I know the 2K NBA series has been knocking it out the park. I played the Prelude, the free quote unquote game they released this year. And that was fantastic. Like, I really loved that. It had like the story mode. It had the, oh, I'm playing for the college and all this kind of stuff. And oh, did you get drafted for the college you wanted to get drafted for, and so on and so forth. That was fun. NBA Live 15 is not fun. I don't know if I will ever play another NBA Live game when I am done with this, and I will be done with this one very soon.
Oh man.
Well, other than that, yeah, last one, Stardew Valley. That game is a problem for me. It is a very, very serious problem for me. And apparently, and I hate to say this because I don't want people to not buy the game because of what I say, but apparently it's full of bugs. A lot of bugs.
Yeah, I mean, one guy
Stardew
made
Valley?
it.
Yes.
Yeah. That was made by only one guy, so I mean...
Yeah.
I don't think he did, I don't think he contracted out the port job for that one, did he?
He did.
Okay.
I think it's Chucklefisher doing the port, or no, Chucklefisher is him. I can't remember the name of the other company, but yeah, the port jobs are being done by a third party. But I mean, we discussed the year 1 save bug we had, where
Right.
my wife couldn't get to year 2 because it would just crash the desktop all the time. I planted a bunch of wheat. I let the wheat grow. I harvested the wheat. My game crashed. I have eventually nailed this stuff down to literally my entire farm, and I've made a lot of progress in this game. Like, I'm year 2, it's fall, I'm doing really well with building stuff, like my farm is progressing nicely. I don't have the cash flow problem that I used to have. Yeah, this one singular square of wheat refuses to be harvested.
You would be a really great QA tester.
It is every single square around it can be harvested, and I went through about 20 crashes to find this out.
Oh, man.
Every square around it can be harvested. This one square cannot be. To the point where it's such an unusual bug, I reported it on the forums for the game, because it's like...
I was going to say, are you playing on this on Xbox One, right?
Yes.
When a game crashes on Xbox One, do you have the opportunity to report it back to the dev like you do on PS4?
I've since found out that it does it automatically.
Oh, cool.
If it crashes to the desktop, they have access to any crash reports at all. Like, you don't have the opportunity to do it. It just logs it as a crash straight away.
That's right.
I know this because I went and someone posted, basically they had a campfire on their farm. They tried to harvest it with a pickaxe to move it, and the game crashed.
Huh.
And I was like, that in 30 odd pages of forum posts, this was the only guy who had a similar issue to me.
Right.
Huh.
So I posted about mine as well, and they specifically post the real life date and time and console that you're playing it on.
Oh, interesting.
So I literally said to them, it was this time on this date, and they can immediately check, because I said to them, it happened probably about 20 times in there, because this is the process I went through. Yeah. I literally went through and wrote a bug report for them, but you know what? It was $15, I think, was it? $15?
I think so, yeah.
And it's a fantastic game. I've already sunk 90-something hours into it. I know community member Soulman is currently in the middle of playing it. It deserves every single bit of patience I've got when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
A bunch of people have been complaining in that particular forum. It seems like 5 or 6 really vocal people have basically lost save files on it, like 100-hour save files. And I get it. That's bad. That's terrible, in fact. But you know what? I'll let them off. Like, if it wasn't so charming, the reason these people are so upset is because they want to go back and keep playing. Because they want to play it because it's so good.
Yeah, that's sort of the hard part is, when you take a single developer, a game that's developed by one single person, and a port that's done by a studio that's probably 3 or 4 people, I feel like there has to be some allowances made when stuff like that happens. I understand that there's a level of frustration. I mean, that's happened to me in plenty of games too, like that, where it's like, hey, I loaded this back up. What? Wait, what? Where'd my save go? I lost 150 hours. Cool, great. I guess I'll start again.
Yeah, I think I told you guys about
that's an age-old problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you guys about my sister pulling out my PS1 memory card while Disgaea was saving.
Man, I remember in college, there was somebody on my floor. I don't remember if it was a PS1 or a PS2 memory card, but they had one of those memory cards that had like 8 memory cards in one, and it had like the little switches, and he was like switching it while the game was on to try and find the thing, and it wiped like all 10 memory cards on that thing. He's like, what happened? It's like, it tells you not to do that. Also, what did you buy? This thing is garbage.
We had one of them, and I refused to use it. That was my sister's memory cards.
I had one for the VMU that worked because there was only 4.
Yeah.
And it actually, like, the Switch seated really well.
Oh, nice.
So there was...
Man. All right, Moon, anything else you played this past week?
Nope, that's pretty much it. Stardew Valley is... I'm holding myself back from rushing back to it right now. I'm giving it a bit of a break. Driving around in the crew. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just using the crew as my escape from Stardew Valley because you can't get really much more opposite than that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's it.
I am so close to finishing Binding of Isaac Afterbirth on PS4. I have completed the post-it notes for all characters, so I have everything unlocked. I just have to pick up 2 items. The one is the one I unlocked. It's called Mega Blast. It's the one I unlocked for completing everything. And, of course, the item that everybody seems to miss because it's total garbage is I didn't pick up Friendly Ball at some point, which is basically... It's an item that could be really cool if it was changed a little bit. Basically, you get a Pokeball, and it charges in 3 rooms. You throw it at an enemy, it captures that enemy. You use it again, they come out and they fight for you.
Jeez.
It's kind of garbage because they don't get any sort of benefits. So you can capture an enemy that takes 3 shots, and it'll come out and it'll run into a field of enemies and get killed immediately. It's like, well, great, that was useless in every way. As soon as I pick up those 2 items, I will get the 1001% achievement, and I will be ready, and I'll be ready for Afterbirth Plus to launch in spring. And in the meantime, I will probably play Afterbirth Plus on PC because I have a problem.
Clearly.
Yeah. God, Bunny of Isaac is so good.
Just as a quick note, Sickhead Games is the company that is doing the port job for Stardew.
Oh, Sickhead Games. Interesting. I don't know them. I got to give a shout out to Mental Case on PSN. Sent me was very, very generous and sent me some PSN gift cards. Was very much like, maybe you want to use these to buy Stardew Valley, which I did. I haven't had time to start yet. I had a really rough week. But what I also bought with it was Watch Dogs 2. And I just started that. I liked Watch Dogs 1. Even though there's a laundry list of issues with the first Watch Dogs game. And I put my time in, I platinumed that game.
Mm-hmm. It was like, I don't know about you, but for me it very much felt like Assassin's Creed 1. Whereas like I loved Assassin's Creed 1, I was excited to see what they did with 2.
And I think I said as much on the show when I finished it. It's sort of like, it's good. I hated almost all of the characters except for that lady whose name I don't remember, the hacker lady that was with you.
It's like Naughty Boy or something like that.
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. I was right with you. It felt very much like Assassin's Creed 1, where if you played Assassin's Creed 1 when it came out, you were like, man, this could be really good, but it's broken in almost every way possible, but you can see that little nugget of promise. And I thought it was really funny when Ubisoft started promoting Watch Dogs 2, and the very first thing they kept saying was like, look, we heard you. I'm sorry. we did some stuff. We made some improvements. Sorry about that. And man, they were right. It immediately, as soon as you start that game, it's instantly a better game. Part of the whole conceit of it is basically what happened at the end of the first game in Chicago has expanded CTOS across the United States. So now you're in San Francisco, which you're in the heart of Silicon Valley, which is immediately a way better game to to feature a tech-focused topic like this. But the main character, Marcus, has been incorrectly profiled in CTOS. So as part of his initiation into DedSec, he needs to break into the CTOS, basically the server farm, and go delete his CTOS record. And it's not only a really great tutorial mission, but it's also really interesting story-wise, because you get to learn about DedSec and you get to learn about Marcus, and it gives you a reason to care about a tutorial mission other than, sneak up on this guard and press X to take him down. You do that, but there's actually a reason to do it. I do have to say, probably the most brutal weapon in this game is the one you start with, which is your melee weapon. It is a billiards ball that's had a bungee cord strung through it, and you hit people with it.
Yep.
That's tough, dude. Like, that's brutal, and it makes a sound. Like, you're knocking those dudes out.
Is it that wet sound?
Yeah. It's real. It's brutal. I think Watch Dogs 2 in every way is a better game than Watch Dogs 1, but I think for a lot of people it's going to turn them off. And I think they made a really interesting choice where they basically gave you like Batman vision now. And it highlights the stuff that you can hack in the world, and it does the thing that the first game did, where you're just walking around, where it's showing, you can look at this person's text messages, or you can hack this person's phone to get a little bit of money, or that stuff. That's a big improvement. Using the phone and using all those apps is a huge improvement. I really like all of the characters that are in DedSec. They're all believable. The person that I thought was going to be the worst was Wrench. He's that guy with that mask on, the LED mask on.
Yeah, the Dead Mouse / can't remember the artist now. Tron soundtrack. Daft Punk.
Oh,
yeah, that's the
one. He's really good because he's a huge nerd. I thought he was going to be like the too cool for school hacker dude who's like just really annoying because he's just kind of a D the whole time. But he's an even bigger nerd than your character Marcus is. I think the only thing, the soundtrack is great. The shooting is great. The hacking is still as good as it was. Everything is really great. I think the only thing that might turn people off is if you have a low tolerance for people enjoying nerdy stuff, then I think the character interactions in this game will drive you crazy. I did there's a series of missions in there where basically you're an Uber driver, and you have to do crazy taxi missions almost. And the very first one I did was, it's literally one long Short Circuit 2 joke. Not Short Circuit 1, but the second movie.
Oh, jeez.
And I think if you don't like... I think if that is that game distilled, and it's very much, if you don't find nerdy stuff enjoyable, if you don't find people talking about this stuff fun, if you don't enjoy tech jokes, you'll probably enjoy the gameplay, but at this point, I'm probably maybe 2 or 3 hours in, and the actual main story is just starting to ramp up. It seems like the main character made a mistake at the beginning. I think people might have a hard time swallowing it, but if you don't care about that stuff, or you can look over it, it's really great, and it does a really good job in the intro of explaining what happened at the end of the first one, why that was a problem, and why it caused CTOS 2.0 to become such a huge issue. And it serves as like a DedSec recruitment video too, which between missions they have all these really great videos in that really great grayscale art style where it's they're trying to get people to use their app throughout the game, and all of these recruitment videos are really great. And I'm glad they took the good part of Watch Dogs 1, which is CTOS is bad and Bloom is bad, and they ignored pretty much everything else.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, the nerdy conversations and enjoyment that you're talking about, is it done with a wink and a nod or more of a point and a laugh?
I think it's always done... It's sort of done with neither. It's sort of done with like, we love this stuff too. Like in a genuine, fun way where it feels like it feels like it's enjoying this stuff along with you instead of like, you know how stuff even nowadays can be like, I'm a gamer too. Cake is a lie, right guys? And it's just like, yeah, this is like, hello there, fellow students. You know, it's not that thing. It really is like there's at one point you go to do a mission and you steal basically the car from Knight Rider. It's one of the really earliest missions. And they're enjoying the trailer for the movie that the car is in because it's so bad and it gets technology so wrong that they can't help but love it because it's so terrible. And I feel like that's very much like this, how this game is taking it. It's sort of like, we get it too. You know, like TV shows, like you can pop on NCIS and it's going to get hacking wrong. But so wrong in a way that you're like, well, I can't stop watching now. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's swordfish.
Yeah, like I feel like that's how Watch Dogs 2 deals with it, but they lean into it really heavily, and never to a point like you said where it's pointing and laughing, but it is to the point where it's kind of reveling in it in a way that I don't think we get to see a lot, and I kind of enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to keep playing it. The servers have still been having some issues, either that or my internet connection has. So I haven't seen a ton of stuff in the city. Every once in a while it'll pop up where like, hey, there's this other guy over here if you want to go, do one of those hacking missions that I liked. They're like the PvP hacking stuff I liked in the first game. One time I did see, I came out of the hideout and there was like a full-on gunfight going on with a bunch of police and an online person, and then the servers went down, so they just disappeared. So I was like, okay, all right, well that. I'm sorry for them. There's something going on real wrong there. But yeah, so far I don't want to recommend people go out and get it yet because I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll be really great, and I really hope it stays at the same quality level the whole way through, but I did play the first one, so I'm sort of holding my breath. I want to hope that they learn their lesson, but I'll find out when the credits roll. So, but that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break.
All right,
I gotta go give my daughter some medicine, so I will be back.
Bathroom.
All right, well, if anyone's watching live...
I will wait until Bob's comes back.
Okay, thank you.
So they're not staring at an empty room.
All right, be right back.
Oh, cats. You need to calm down. I have nightmare cats. Just so you guys know. And also, my wife wanted me to very clearly point this out and say how awesome it is. And I hope you guys appreciate it. Yep, that's why I'm still here, Sacred. Oh. Also, I really need to get a new chair because this is broken. Really, really, really broken. Like, what you can't see is I actually have to lean it against these two bookshelves to make sure it stays upright. If I don't do that, it will basically fall over. So yeah, there's usually a valid reason for my placement of this. Sometimes it's against that wall just because I'm being lazy. Knobs is back.
Come here, Samson.
No sacred. This is a lounge chair that we did. Well, sorry, this is a leather recliner that we keep in the bedroom. It was originally my reading chair, but it's been repurposed to my podcast chair. Because otherwise I will be sitting on a kitchen chair right now, like one of the one with the frame and stuff like that on it. I do all of my gaming with my wife in the living room, where we have two TVs set up right next to each other. Because we are both hardcore gamers. That is pretty much our spare time. We watch TV shows, we watch videos and all movies and that, but we mostly game. Welcome back, Nobs.
What's up?
Not much. Just rambling on about my chair. Sounds like I'm sitting on an inflatable chair.
Your beanbag chair.
Yeah. But I will be right back. You can entertain everybody now.
What? What am I saying? All right.
I'm going to the bathroom. Sacred Herb I was talking to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi. All right, I'm on PC Part Pickers. Yeah, his chair's loud. I hope he bought it at a thrift store. Make it better. Some other funk on it or something. I don't know what I want to do. So it's got 8 reviews. Let's check that out. 6, GDR5.
Oh my god, cat. What? Yeah. Come here. Soft ass.
Oh, the sweatshirt Donnie bought you.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, I fucking hate Superman.
So do I, but I wear it because it's got the dog in the background.
Yeah, but still, like, it's fucking Superman swag's like the worst.
Oh. And it does say Cleveland, I believe, down the side. Yeah, down the arm. I still find it funny, by the way, having to explain all the time as to why someone from out of the country supports the Cleveland Browns. It's like, you could support anybody. You could support the Giants, the Patriots, the Packers. It's like, yeah, I choose the Browns.
Because you liked Cleveland before it was cool.
Yep. Yeah, I really at some point need to like post a photo on Twitter of our setup in the living room because it's a little ridiculous. Yours is worse.
Come on, who are you talking to about ridiculous?
Yeah, no, but you don't have two TVs next to each other anymore. We still do. You got rid of your two TVs next to each other.
I'm not gonna lie, like, the thought has crossed my mind to buy another 80-inch display to put right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And wall mount it.
Always been my favorite setup. Like, I was going through my Twitter photos earlier to try and find a photo I posted of my Skyrim save time, which I think was like 700 hours. And I found a picture of my apartment in Liverpool when I first moved into it in like 2007. And it's literally a CRT TV, which I used to play TV, and then a flat screen HD TV, which I used to play my video games on, right next to each other.
Well, I had a pretty crazy setup growing up too. I had an old Philips receiver where I actually had 4 large speaker surround sound set up in my room, and I had a 19-inch combo TV VCR right in front of me, and then because like a lot of people didn't know you could do dual screen way back then too, because you had 2 video outputs on it.
Yeah.
Like you had the proprietary plug, and then you always had an RF out on every console.
Mm-hmm.
Those pumped the same signal out no matter where they were going.
Yeah.
So I had my spot was set up on the bed right there with the 19-inch TV, and then I had an old like 24-inch TV, like big like dials and stuff on it, on my dresser, and had that, because I mean they give you enough RF cable in one of those little adapters to hang 3 people with. It was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of those were like 30 feet long.
Yeah, like there's no reason for this at all.
Right.
So I would have the RF signal going to the old tube TVs, and these were actually both tube TVs. So I had that set up. So I would sit on this side of the bed, and the person I'd be playing with, we would play a ton of Eternal Champions and the NHL games. Oh, and NBA Jam, which I'm still like 95-1 on my day. Yeah, so we would play that. So we wouldn't be sitting right on top of each other. So it was nice. And then we'd have obviously my nightstand was covered like 8 cans deep of Mountain Dew tall, like the whole thing.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah. So on an unrelated note, I was going through, like, I ended up on this YouTube rabbit hole at work the other day, where I watched the decision you made in Mass Effect 3, where you decide to give Legion sentient or Aldegath sentient capabilities. Man, that game is awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Legion is great.
I think Legion might be one of my favorite video game characters of all time.
Yeah.
I could not have that thing with me at all times.
Even on a flotilla.
Yeah, even on a flotilla. Just the fuck with all of them.
All right, let's get the rest of this wrapped up, because I feel like Kat is approaching a freak out here any moment.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Fingers crossed she's not. That would be great.
All right. Oh, that's not the right thing. All right, this PZ Park Picker thing is kind of overwhelming.
Let me see if I can tell you where to start.
Well, no, I started the CPU, and should I wait for the Ryzen chipset to come out, because that thing looked awesome?
I never wait for the new chipsets, because then the current ones are going to be so cheap, and they're going to have all the issues ironed out.
Well, I mean, 4 gigabyte 8-core processor for $150.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. Anyways,
That is.
if you make a build, send it over. I can take a look at you.
Will you take a look at me?
Look at you. Smooch.
All right. I'll send it over later, sweetie.
Thanks, boo.
Oh, bitch.
Show is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys ready?
Ready.
Yep.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for January 16th, 2017. Humming along. Valkyria Revolution for the PlayStation 4 and Vita.
I'm genuinely surprised we're getting this over here, but somehow we are.
That's the watercolor. Didn't Sega make that one?
Yep. It's like the 4th or 5th game in the series. We didn't get the other ones because they came out on PSP.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Fair enough. 2064 read-only memories for the PlayStation 4 and PC.
This is a really cool sort of cyberpunk point-and-click adventure game. It's coming back out on PC because now it has voice acting. This is the first time it's on PS4. So this looks really cool. If anyone hasn't seen it, go watch a trailer. It seems pretty neat.
Yeah, I think Jambomb did a quick look of the read-only memories version of it, not the 2064 version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks super cool.
And Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King for the thirds.
I played this way back when it originally came out on the PS2, and it's really good. I think they had to cut down a little bit of stuff for the 3DS version, but if I remember correctly, it's not really major stuff. So go play it. It's great.
All right, and Gravity Rush 2 for the PlayStation 4.
I should play Gravity Rush at some point. I own it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good.
I think I own it too on the Vita.
Yeah. All right, enough about those old consoles. Let's talk about the new hotness, the Nintendo Switch. Let's just get it right out at the beginning here. March 3rd, 2017, $300. What do we think?
Sure.
I'm out. I'd just... That, along with everything else you're about to say, just no. Nope.
Yeah, I think $300 is probably, for Nintendo, the right price. With all the stuff this thing comes with, it can't be cheap, so they're probably making a little bit of a profit. I feel like I'll still say $300 is good. $250, while unreasonable, probably would have made this thing sell out instantly everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This thing comes with a lot of stuff, so we won't really break that down. But it basically comes with that dock and the Switch tablet itself and the little Joy-Cons, which is just about the lamest name for those things ever.
Yep.
They have a surprising amount of capabilities to them with gyroscopes and IRs and the whole thing. They seem kind of cool. In the press conference, the way they explained it was you can feel individual pieces of ice, like ice cubes in a cup, in the controller, and it's like that doesn't make any sense to me.
What, is there a little Freon tank in these things?
Yeah, it's so confusing.
No wonder it's $300.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it.
Where do you put your CO2 cartridge in?
Right.
It's going to be like every other Nintendo product where, when you get right down to it, it's going to sound laughable. It's going to sound terrible. The second you get your hands on it, you're going to be like, holy crap, this makes so much sense. This is incredible. Yep. It's a revolution in gaming, and then nobody supports it except for Nintendo.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's weird, right? I'm not crazy. That's weird.
Oh, Nintendo's a weird company. That was a weird press. So, my wife and I watched it, and I told her about halfway through. It was only about an hour. Told her about halfway through, this is kind of Japanese, the Japanese video game market. It's just weird. Like you don't sell your controller by saying like, oh, if you were playing these mini games that we have in 1-2 Switch, you could technically feel through the rumble what you're doing. They're just saying like, no, like if you shake some ice in a cup, like you could sort of feel with the rumble in the controller, right? And it's like, maybe I don't. Can I? Is that going to be at Best Buy? I don't think I understand. Surprisingly, there's 2 SKUs of the console coming out at the very beginning. One that's just gray, and the other one that comes with 2 differently colored Joy-Con controllers. Joy controllers? I don't know. Joy-Con is so stupid. I'm surprised that they're selling colors immediately. That seems like a 2 years down the road sort of Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
There's an online service which starts free and then isn't in the fall of 2017. You're going to have to start paying for it. So,
what?
but we don't know what for or how much, so I'm not sure. A really interesting thing, though, they're taking the tack that Nintendo or Microsoft and Sony are with games with Gold and PlayStation Plus, where every month you'll get an NES or Super NES Virtual Console game with an asterisk here, that they're saying that they're going to have online support for with multiplayer SNES and NES games, which is pretty cool. The only bad part is, unlike those other services, at the end of the month, that game doesn't work anymore. And you have to buy it if you want to keep it. And I know a lot of people are like, well, that's dumb. Honestly, are you going to play some of these games for more than a month? Like, it's
No.
weird, and it's kind of nuts, but you're going to play some of these games for like an hour. And that's,
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing. I'd be surprised if most of them last a week in the getting played field.
Yeah. So they're cutting Street Pass and Miiverse, which seems really weird because that seemed to be pretty popular on the Wii U. I don't know. Battery life. That's the thing we were interested in. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wind, they're saying will play at the lowest, as sort of their lowest end, the game that's pushing the console the most. Play for 3 hours at a time with it undocked. Seems like the maximum is about 6 hours. So, not bad. That seems pretty good for a thing that's gonna... I know a lot of people are like, well, that's crazy. I don't know what you want. It's not gonna have like a car battery hooked up to it. Like it has to...
I mean, let's face it, brand new iPhone 7s fresh off the factory line don't even last 6 hours.
Yeah, like if you pull out your iPad or your Android tablet and you're going to play something for 3 hours straight, it's going to be, pretty low on battery. So
yeah,
comes with 32 gigs of internal memory, expanded using micro SDXC cards, which is standard. I had no idea about. We already talked about controllers. No region locking.
that's a good step forwards for Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. It's nice to see that they're doing it, and also they made a really big deal of it during the press conference, where they're like, "Look,
does it play DVDs?
Games, what's that? This thing uses cartridges, right?
Yeah, it's cartridges.
Okay, no, I know you're joking. I was just like, God, does this have a disc drive, and I didn't even know about it? Nice. But it was nice to see Nintendo come up and be like, look, we don't care where you want to play your games or where you want to travel in the world. Just bring your Switch with you, man. It's cool. Put the cartridges in. Whatever. So let's break down the games they showed here. They showed off a game called 1-2 Switch, which is...
Should be a pack-in. Let's face it.
That should be a WarioWare game. Like that's what that looks like. It looks kind of neat. I like the what they're trying to do with it, which is they're trying to make a bunch of games where you don't look at the screen, you look at the other person. So like the trailer showed you're doing like a quick draw Wild West sort of thing, and whoever draws and pulls the trigger fast enough wins. You don't need to look at the screen for that until you've actually done it. There's also one where you're milking a cow, which is a little weird.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of people not of the screen, but of
I've got
people
nipples,
playing
Greg.
that.
Can you milk me?
Exactly. So I think that could be a cool game, but I agree with you. If that was a pack-in, that would be the selling point, like Wii Sports. But
Well, I think that's the funny thing is literally it takes one name. Like you call it 1-2 Switch, you pack it in. You call it WarioWare. Nobody calls that game calls that like a packing game. If it's got WarioWare in front of it,
that's true.
then everybody's like, fine, we'll pay $60 for it.
Right.
But if you just call it 1-2 Switch, everybody wants it to be a pack-in.
Yeah. Yeah. They did show a game called ARMS, which is a weird fighting boxing game where robots have these stretchy, springy arms. They were really pushing it as like 1-2 Switch is really a game for everybody, but we have a game for the hardcore, and it's ARMS. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, it could be cool, but I that doesn't look interesting at all.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be better if they called it Real Steel.
Yeah, exactly. They did. next game, I was mentioning to my wife, I was like, wow, they're spending a lot of time on Splatoon just to say, yo, it runs on the Switch. But they announced Splatoon 2, which probably should have been the game where they say, hey, here's the game for hardcore people, because that's what people were playing a ton of on Wii U. So
yeah,
it's really nice to see they're coming out with another Splatoon. Because that's a game that I want to see more of, even if I've never played it. And they showed off Super Mario Odyssey, where suddenly Mario is in the real world.
Sonic 2009, here we come.
Yeah, man. He's in New Donk City, which is really the name of the city they put in.
Are they? They have to be doing this on purpose now.
Is this like an April Fool's sort of thing?
This is as weird as it can be.
The thing is, I think it could be really cool because it looks like it's an open world Mario game. And if you can do that right, I think that could be really good. They're just not showing it off in the right way at all.
Yep.
But it's going to be a Mario game, so I want to at least watch, look out for it and hopefully at some point play it. But
yeah.
It's just also New Donk City. Can you call it New Koopa Kingdom? Something?
Well, at least it's not New Donk City Switch.
That's true.
I mean, it could be worse.
It's true. It could be worse. Mario could have a set of eyeballs in his hat because maybe it's sentient. But, whoops. Oh, boy. They did show off a whole bunch of RPGs, which was really surprising. They showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is really great news because Xenoblade Chronicles was really good. There's a teaser for Fire Emblem Warriors, which I don't know what that is. I'm also sort of assuming that's a Dynasty Warriors game, but we'll see. A new Shin Megami Tensei game, which... awesome. And Square Enix announced an RPG called Project Octopath Traveler.
Oh, jeez.
Can we go back to New Donk City?
The only thing I can hope is that because the name Project is on the front of it, that's not the final name, but it's made by the Bravely Default team, so I don't know. But it looks really good, so you can call it New Donk City and I will play it. Skyrim is coming to Switch.
Shocker.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff. Minecraft, Rayman Legends. There's a new No More Heroes game that's going to be coming out, which is really great. I Am Setsuna, Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is really good. Disgaea 5. Like, there's a bunch of really, really great games coming out. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which seems to just be Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, which... Okay. And then they showed a trailer for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wind, and that will be a launch game, which is surprisingly not the Mario game this time.
Interesting. They're doing a Twilight... Wait, was it Twilight Princess? Yeah, it was Twilight Princess.
Yeah, for the Wii?
Yeah, Wii GameCube. Also, Rayman Legends, that tickles me so much. Yeah. Because that is a game that was Wii U exclusive, didn't sell enough on the Wii U, was ported to the other consoles, and now circles back around again to be a Nintendo Switch game. Yeah. Which is also a game I played this week, and I forgot to mention it. But guess what? It's a Rayman game.
Yeah, I don't know. This Zelda trailer looked really good, but it's... I keep thinking as I think about that, it's like, this is still not the Zelda I want. I don't want more story. I don't want more of this stuff. They're selling it as like this cool open world Zelda, and that sounds good, but I don't know, man. I think that's really kind of the highlights there for the Switch. What do you guys think, other than Moonpier being out?
I mean, there's nothing on it that makes me say I have to have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've always said, like, I will go out and buy Nintendo consoles just to play Nintendo games. But the problem is I haven't been hooked by any of them recently. I got out of the Wii. I did not buy a Wii U because I just didn't see enough on there to make it worth my while to buy the console. Yeah. And now it gets super duper rare because everybody's bought out stock of it and it's impossible to get hold of.
But
it's just going to
it's
go.
Not cheap. Like, that's the problem with Nintendo, is it's not like, all right,
Yeah.
we're starting to phase out the Wii U, so it's $150 or whatever. It's still
Yeah, exactly.
200 plus.
Well,
Well,
it's
I
like
mean, I honestly, I haven't been engaged in a Nintendo console. Like, what literally held me in the GameCube for so long was Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Like, those game, like that game, just that was great to play with people, and I don't think they've recaptured that really in anything since then. Like,
Well, and they even
No.
keep tweaking Mario Party games in the wrong way, too.
yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet still not. I mean, I'm not too sure about the Wii U version, but I'm assuming still no online play because Nintendo doesn't do online play well.
I don't believe it does, no.
You know, so give me a Mario Party, but give me an online Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the stupid thing is the funny thing, at least to me, is the things that make me interested in Nintendo platforms are not Nintendo games anymore. It's
Yeah.
like Breath of the Wild looks incredible, but I'm more interested in SMT. I'm more interested in a Capcom monster franchise
Yep.
than I am in any Nintendo products anymore. It's like, I don't know why that is. I think I might be done for a little while with Zelda, with Mario, with Kirby. Don't get me wrong, they make fantastic games. They really do make amazing games, but I've spent the better part of 30 years of my life playing them, and they're just the same thing over and over again, it feels like.
Well, I feel like my problem is you're making such a monetary investment on a console, and unlike buying a PS4 and Xbox One, because I feel like I want to sort of dismiss the notion that, you know, we're just saying we don't want it because it's a Nintendo console. Like, that's not the problem. The problem for me is if I spend $300, I'm not getting an experience like the PS4 or Xbox One where you're getting best-of-breed third-party games.
Mhm.
Because the games you're going to get for third-party on the Switch aren't going to be as good, or aren't going to have the patch life cycle or online support or any of the features that you come to expect on the other two consoles. And to me, that turns it into the console that I will play Nintendo games on, which is great, but I can't afford a $300 investment in that just to play Mario and Zelda and probably no Metroid and probably no X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
yeah. That's partly the problem is the games that they used to innovate with and continually keep fresh. They're not really doing that for. They're doing that for two franchises and letting everything else twist in the wind.
Yeah, and you know the other thing too for me is I own a Wii U, so why wouldn't I just buy Breath of the Wind for that?
Mhm.
Because it's
I-
coming out for that.
I mean, I think we'll all probably agree. Like, we're not saying they make bad games. We're not saying
No.
that they make unenjoyable things. I think it's just a case of it's not enough for such a laydown of investment
Yep.
to make it worth my while. It's like I've got an Xbox One, and I know if I lay down money on a game, I can play it for X amount of hours, play it with my wife. If I lay it down on a group game, Gears of War, we have like smashed through Gears of War. I don't know how many hours individually and together we've all put into it. If I lay down money on a Nintendo console and then on a Nintendo game, that's gonna be maybe, let's say Zelda. Let's say I go for 100% in Zelda. That's gonna be what, 60 to 90 hours of me playing by myself, completely isolated from everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you would think Nintendo would be all about co-op.
Yeah.
And honestly, those are the games that I want to play more of, are cooperative games.
Sigurd Erb in chat has a good point. Maybe they're trying to keep the hardware fresh and not the games. I mean, I think when you look at their larger market strategy, that's probably what it is, because popular opinion of the Wii U has sort of disappeared, and it's sort of off John Q. Street Fighter fans' radar. And now they can introduce the Switch, and it will have new experiences that are similar to the ones they've had before. But I think the downside of that is that they will continue to push out core gamers. But if they can continue to capture the popular gamer market, then I don't think we matter, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing. We have the PS4 and we have the Xbox One. We have VR. You know, we're gonna be the market that will join VR, and maybe 2 or 3 consoles down the line, there will be a Nintendo VR based console that gets in when the VR technology is 100% solid, and it's $300 again. But that's not now. So we'll see it. I mean, it comes out in 2 months, so we will find out pretty quickly whether or not the hardware is up to snuff and how some of these experiences are. But what's that, Nubs?
Oh yeah, no, I was agreeing with you.
Oh,
It was
Yes, sir. All right, let's move on to our other news story. Microsoft has ended production of Platinum Scalebound.
I have never. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah,
after
what was the other game that I was looking forward to?
The card game,
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust.
Yeah, after Phantom Dust getting canceled, and now probably one of the most interesting Japanese games that I can think of that was on the horizon, and Scalebound gets the plug pulled on it, especially after that really cool trailer we got at last E3, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
This looked like a super cool game, and I think that's a bummer that, and even Platinum head Kamiya even came out and they're like, look, this sucks. Like, we tried and it didn't work out, and Microsoft pulled the plug. So
yeah,
well, I wonder what didn't work.
I've seen a lot of people giving Microsoft flack on this. And yeah, I only own an Xbox, so yeah, whatever. You can take my opinion as biased towards Microsoft or whatever. But at the end of the day, same with Crackdown 3. Games can, it's 2017. They're not going to cancel a game that's almost done without a valid reason. So the only thing I can think of is that, God love them, but Platinum have been working on so much stuff recently. They've put out so many games over the past few years.
Yep.
I mean, how many deadlines are they missing? How many I can't remember the name of it, but checkpoints along the development process have they had to push back or missed in order for Microsoft to do this? Because, I mean, Microsoft went out and funded Blue Dragon and a lot of Japanese-based games for the 360.
Yeah.
So they're not going to pull the plug on it for no reason at all.
Yeah, my thing is, I can almost guarantee you this is the reason. I bet it was bad. Just flat out. You cancel a game when it's bad. And I bet that game just wasn't coming together. And a lot of times you'll hear developers in postmortems for canceled games saying, look, we had a game and it just wasn't fun, and we had no path to making it fun, so we pulled the plug on it. And that happens. And I think it sucks for a game that looked as cool as Scalebound, but Platinum can't afford to have another bad game come out. They've had 3 bad games come out of the last 3 games they've put out. So their last game just got delisted. So
oh jeez,
they're having a real rough time here. So
oh no, they better not pull a grin.
No, they're working on what else are they working on? Crap, they're working on something really big right now. It's not one of the SMT games, is it? They're working on Nier Automata for Square Enix. So they're working on the new game.
Oh, yeah.
And Square Enix is putting a lot of marketing behind that game. Yeah. So
that game looks cool. Actually, I'm on the fence. I might buy God Eater.
God Eater's supposed to be really good. God Eater 2, though, I think is the one you want.
Yeah, God Eater 2, yeah.
Game's supposed to be good. Yeah. All right, let's move on to... We only have one tweet this week. Adderblack39 writes in, "Hi guys, have you ever gotten too hooked on gaming to the point that it could have become an issue?"
Yes. Very much yes.
Yeah.
Sheepishly said yes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's ever been to a point where I've taken off work or had skipped school to play. I don't think it's ever gotten to that point that's where I think that's a problem. It's interfering with your daily life. Yes.
I feel like I got close when I was really deep in WoW, but then I pulled the plug on that when I sort of started thinking maybe I'm a little too tired when I go into work, and maybe this is affecting my work performance. Maybe I need to kind of pull back on this pretty hard. But beyond
Yeah,
that, I like sleep too much. I don't know.
it is. I mean, it's this like it's my hobby. Like I would rather do this than go to a bar. So maybe it affects me socially, but again,
Well, not with
I'm
a lot
playing
of online gaming.
I'm playing games with my friends. It's not like I'm sitting in a dark room all by myself. I'm not in the dark hole.
Right.
So, and it's
No.
and I make that argument all the time with people, and it's far more sociable now than it has ever been.
Yeah,
That
it's not
you
the
are
NES days.
you are never really alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big Brother's always watching.
Yeah, I
Speaking
mean,
of Big Brother, this Google knows everywhere this phone has been.
That's true.
yeah. Do
I couldn't
a device search. I think it is on actual Google on your account,
Yeah,
and it will.
I did a history. The other day. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did this hit? Like, there's nothing before that, and then essentially I was like, I put two and two together. I was like, yeah, right when I bought this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that first weekend's got me like walking all over this one mountainside where I was at this golf course. I'm like, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in my case, like I was actually saying this on the break, like when I was talking to the audience, I was saying, like, our living room has two TVs set up in it. Me and my wife sit right next to each other. We both play video games. We watch TV, we watch movies, all that other kind of stuff. But our main hobby is video games.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been the same for me, kind of thing. Couple of years ago, I was going through a really bad time. Got laid off. Some personal issues came into it, and I basically sunk into a massive depression. And then it was a problem because gaming was my escape from it all.
Right.
It was my, I don't want to think about the real world right now. I don't want to think about all the shit that's going on outside the door. Pardon my language.
That's right, I've marked it down.
First one!
141.03.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good this year already.
It was one of those things where I just hit such a massive depression spike, and games allowed me to get out from that. Mass Effect put me in a different place. It was my reprieve from reality.
Yeah.
And Crackdown. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
We're shooting trucks over Agency Tower. Awesome.
But yeah, it kind of became an issue, but at the same time, I'm also very aware of that. So as soon as it did become an issue, there was probably like 2 weeks of it actually being an issue of me not wanting to leave the house, kind of thing, to, okay, it's been 2 weeks of this, I need to kick myself in the face and get back out there, kind of thing.
Right.
So I immediately corrected it. I immediately fixed it all.
Yeah, Sacred Urban chat says have, especially with more games that more people play, and I feel like, it's getting a lot better and every year, and I hope that it continues to get better. And smartphones have done a huge boon for our industry, even if people don't really think about it that way. But
yeah,
I don't know. If don't dive into games too deep. Go do stuff. Be healthy.
Yep.
Yeah. Get outside. Do it at night. Like
the sun is good.
It is. You need your vitamin D.
That's right. Sorry,
all right, that's all. Vitamin.
Yes, your vitamins. Yes. All right, that's
with
all
your aluminium phone
and emails we have this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums.
Every time.
Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our game nights. Monday night, we will get 3 Horde games going, is the goal, to triple up our confusion.
Everybody can play Horde.
That is 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. Tuesday is Destiny night. Wednesday is Rocket League, both on the PlayStation 4. Thursday, Steam game night, so I might be building a new computer, so I might be on that thing a little bit more.
Nice.
So, yeah, and come play games with us the rest of the weekend. I'm always looking to hoard it up.
Yep, just shoot them a message. And don't forget to watch us live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network, That Video Game Podcast on YouTube, also on Beam and Hitbox. If there's somewhere you'd like to see us and we're not, let me know. The internet will help me do anything, probably. Except for surgery, maybe? That's probably a bad idea. All right, we'll see you all next week.
Later.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, Moon, how many titles do you have?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Making blue checkerboards. Donnie is only to blame, and that wet sound.
I have the Gaslight Anthem filter. It's so good. I start making checkerboards and vampire magician costume. I kind of like the Gaslight Anthem filter. It's so dumb and so perfect for this show.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if you're aware of that.
Is that YouTube?
No, that's Twitch.
Oh, well, Twitch is, we're still streaming.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Yeah, it says refreshing it was fine.
Weird.
Twitch probably had a bloop.
I kind of vote for the Gaslight Anthem filter, because I think that's really dumb.
Sure.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 482 for January 16th, 2016, the Gaslight Anthem filter.
Stop moving my drinks!
I prefer sepia.
Alright, thank you very much for watching us live. We'll see
Come on,
you
that was
all.
a deep cut, man. It's gaslighting.
I know.
It was.
We'll see you all next week. Bye!